reading an extract from Fantastic Mr. Fox by Roald Dahl. If you like what you hear, you can download this book now on the BorrowBox app, borrowbox.ie. Fantastic Mr. Fox by Roald Dahl. Down in the valley there were 3 farms. The owners of these farms had done well. They were rich men. They were also nasty men. All 3 of them were about as nasty and mean as any men you could meet. Their names were Farmer Boggis, Farmer Bunce, and Farmer Bean. Boggis was a chicken farmer. He kept thousands of chickens. He was enormously fat. This was because he ate 3 boiled chickens, smothered with dumplings every day for breakfast, lunch, and supper. Bunce was a duck and goose farmer. He kept thousands of ducks and geese. He was a kind of pot-bellied dwarf. He was so short, his chin would have been underwater in the shallow end of any swimming pool in the world. His food was donuts and goose livers. He mashed the livers into a disgusting paste. He stuffed the paste into the donuts. This diet gave him a tummy ache and a beastly temper. Bean was a turkey and apple farmer. He kept thousands of turkeys in an orchard full of apple trees. He never ate any food at all. Instead, he drank gallons and gallons of strong cider, which he made from the apples in his orchard. He was as thin as a pencil, and he was the cleverest of them all. Boggis and Bunce and Bean, one fat, one short, one lean, those horrible crooks, so different in looks, were nonetheless equally mean. That is what the children around the area used to sing about them when they saw them. On a hill above the valley, there was a wood. In the wood there was a huge tree. Under the tree there was a hole, and in the hole lived Mr. Fox and Mrs. Fox and their 4 small foxes. Give us a wave, Mr. Fox. Every evening, as soon as it got dark, Mr. Fox would say to Mrs. Fox, "Well, my darling, what shall it be this time? A plump chicken from Boggis, a duck or a goose from Bunce, or a nice turkey from Bean?" And when Mrs. Fox had told him what she wanted, Mr. Fox would creep down into the valley in the darkness of the night and help himself. Boggis and Bunce and Bean knew very well what was going on. It made them wild with rage. They were not men who liked to give anything away. Less still, they did not like anything to be stolen from them. So every night, one of them would take his shotgun and hide in a dark place somewhere on his own farm, hoping to catch the robber. But Mr. Fox was too clever for them. He always approached the farm with the wind blowing in his face. This meant that if any men were lurking in the shadows ahead, the wind would carry the smell of that man to Mr. Fox's nose from far away. Thus, if Mr. Boggis was hiding behind his chicken house number 1, Mr. Fox would smell him out from 50 yards off and quickly change direction, heading for chicken house number 4 at the other end of the farm. "Dang and blast that lousy beast!" cried Boggis. "I'd like to rip his guts out," said Bunce. "He must be killed," cried Bean. "But how?" said Boggis. "How on earth can we catch the blighter?" Bean picked his nose delicately with a long finger. "I have a plan," he said. "You've never had a decent plan yet," said Bunce. "Shut up and listen," said Bean. "Tomorrow night we will all hide out just outside the hole where that fox lives. We will wait there until he comes out. Then bang, 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 pow, pow." "Very clever," said Bunce. "But first we shall have to find the hole." "My dear Bunce, I've already found it," said the crafty Mr. Bean. "It's up in the wood on the hill. It's under a huge tree." "Well, my darling," said Mr. Fox, "what shall it be tonight?" "I think we'll have duck tonight," said Mrs. Fox. "Bring us 2 fat ducks, if you please. One for you and me, and one for the children." So if you want to find out how Mr. Fox got on looking for his duck, be sure and have a look on borrowbox.ie. Download Fantastic Mr. Fox by Roald Dahl, and we hope you enjoy. Take care. Bye-bye.